Assalamualaikum students, welcome to my another YouTube video. As you know, we are working on Try Hack Me walkthrough, and in the last lecture I covered Linux Fundamental Part 1. Today we are going to discuss about Linux Fundamental Part 2 in detail. So before going to start, I want to tell you about one thing, that you should connect the Try Hack Me VPN in order to complete this ROM. Here you can click on access, and then you can download the configuration file of VPN, and you should connect it VPN in order to complete this ROM. As you can see on a screen, I'm connected to this VPN. Okay, in today lecture, we are going to complete total 18 tasks of this ROM. So let's start from task 1. Here in the introduction, you can see we have a machine on which we will work. So this ROM covers the following topic. Students, in this ROM you will learn about Linux operators and advanced file operators. Deploy the machine and SSH into the ROM. First of all, I'm going to deploy my machine by clicking on Start Machine button. Here you can see that machine is going to start. It will take some time. So we will SSH into this machine by using following credential. Username is this and password will be this. Read the above as I have done, and then question and click on this. You can submit your answer as I done it earlier, so this is not visible for me. And deploy the machine. As I deploy the machine already, it will take some time to show its IP address. So let's move on task 2. SSH intro. SSH is act of remotely accessing a machine. SSH allow you to run commands interactively on a remote machine. Students, basically SSH means you can connect a machine remotely and work on it from anywhere, something like that, your own machine. So in coming task, we will learn about how you can SSH to a machine and work on it remotely. Here you can see the IP address of machine is shown. So read the above, and now let's move on. Task 3. In this task we will learn how we can actual SSH to a machine. Students, the download for PuTTY can be found here. You can SSH into a machine by 3 methods. One is PuTTY, and other is CMD command prompt method, and third one is by using Kali machine. So first of all, we are going how we can SSH to a machine by using PuTTY software. You can click on this link and download PuTTY from here. Depending upon your operating system, it's a 32-bit or 64. As I downloaded earlier, so right now I just SSH to a machine. Okay, I'm going to start my PuTTY software. Here is PuTTY software and host name or IP address. Here I will put the host name, that is 10.10.170.167, and then port will be 22, as by default port of SSH is 22, and then I will click on open. Here you can see SSH is going to start by using PuTTY software, and then I will click on yes. Login in as, here I should give the name, that is Sahiba2, and then press enter, and password will be the credential. You can see from here. I think there is a spelling mistake. And press enter. Here you can see we are successfully SSH to Sahiba2 machine. This is a machine on which we have to work. If I type ls, you can see the content of this user Sahiba2. if I type ls-la and then type enter, you can see all the hidden files. Okay, this is the putty method by which you can SSH to a machine. Now another method is as an alternative to putty, you may have an SSH binary. We can use an SSH binary to SSH to a machine. Here I am going to open command prompt and I will type SSH and then I press enter. So next I type SSH and the username, that is Sahiba2 at the rate of IP address, that is 10.10.170.167 and press enter. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, and press enter. The password I should put password is this, which I should put that is press enter. Here you can see we are successfully SSH to remote machine, that is Sahiba2 node, and if I type command dir, as it is a window base, that I will use dir, and if I type ls-la, then you can see the content of this user. If I type ls-l to long listing, you can see this is the putty method and this is the window based method. So guys, you learned how you can SSH to a machine and work on it. Okay, let's move on task 4. Students, in task 4 we will learn about double ampersand operator. Double ampersand means, as you might accept, and meaning ampersand allow you to execute a second command. Students, I'm going to show practically how this operator will actually work. If I type here echo hello and then double ampersand sign and then echo ls and press enter. Students, try to understand the concept of this operator. Ampersand, first of all, ampersand look if the first command is executed successfully, then the second command will execute as well. First of all, echo hello, print hello. First command is executed successfully, then ampersand sign execute the second command, that is ls. If I type something like that and then I type and echo hello, in this case I don't think so any output will be shown. Why? Because the first command is not executed successfully. As I type enter, you see that bash blah 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 command not found. Okay guys, mean to say ampersand will execute the second command if the first command executes successfully. If I type here ls and then echo hi, this is lab. So what will output of what will be the output of this command if I type ls and then here I should type double ampersand sign and press enter. So students, first ls command is executed, ls command show all the content and then echo command print this content. Hope so you understand the concept of double ampersand sign. Okay, So let's move on, read the above and click on done question answer. Let's move on task 5. In this task, we will learn about single ampersand sign. Single ampersand sign, much unlike has double ampersand sign, has nothing to do with the with and at all. Try saying that 10 times fast. And is a background operator, meaning say you run a command that takes 10 seconds to run. If I type here sleep 5 and press enter, the output will uh, be shown after 5 seconds. If I type here sleep 5 and sleep 5 and then press enter, you can see that the output is shown immediately. So this operator will show the result quickly. Let's move on task 6. In this task, we will learn about dollar sign. The dollar sign is an unusual special operator as it is used to denote environment variables. Basically, dollar sign will be used to represent the environmental variables. Environmental variables are created in computer. By default, these variables are created. Okay, if I type echo and then dollar sign user and press enter, you can see that it will print the current user. As I SSH, if I type here echo and then dollar user and press enter, you can see the current user is here. Basically, it will be used to represent the current username. Okay, let's move on. Recall the double greater than operator appends output to a file. As you know that this operator will store the output to a file. Environment variables can also be pretty simple. Just running export variable name and value. It mean to say you can create an environment variable by using this command. If I type here, if I type export, then variable name, let Kali, and the value will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 and press enter. Sorry, it's a string variable that I should assign some string value to it. If I type this bash export Kali equal to Debian. Sorry, here I'm not SSH to the machine. First of all, I should SSH and then IP address 10.10.170.167 10.167 and press enter. Yes, press enter. Now we are successfully SSH to machine by using Kali. Okay. And this is the value which I should assign to this variable. To create a variable, I type export and then name of variable and then value, that is 111, and press enter. Now if I type echo and then dollar sign and then name of variable and then press enter, so the output of this command is here. The correct answer will be export variable name is equal to value of this variable. The next question is, what is the value of home environment variable? Basically, we want to know the value of home environment variable. So if I type here echo and then home and press enter, you can see the value of home environment variable. The correct answer is here. So you should write the correct answer is here and then move to the next task, that is task 7. Students, in this task we are going to learn about pipe operator. Basically pipe operator uh, will be used to execute two commands at the same time, something like that. If I create a file here by using nano editor and I have put some content in it, something like that, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and admin, root, Kali, and then store and control O to save the output. Okay, now you can see the content of this file. Here is the content of this file. Okay, if I type cat first.txt and then use pipe sign and other command is grep and I type Kali and hit enter, you can see the output of this command. Okay, now try to understand the concept of pipe sign. First, cat first.txt mean to say display the result of this file and grab Kali from this file. Okay, now if I change the command something like that, if I type admin Kali and hit enter, sorry, if I type admin and hit enter, you can see the result of pipe command. So pipe command will be used to execute two commands at the same time. Let's move on. Task 8. In task 8, we will learn about semicolon operator. Students, the semicolon operator works a lot like double ampersand. However, it does not require the first command to execute successfully. Something like that, if I type here some text and then I type echo, this is try hack me lab 2 and press enter. Sorry, I'm not using any operator. I should use semicolon operator here and then press enter. Students, try to understand the concept of this command. Here you can see the output of this command. First, command not found, as you can see that this is not a valid command, but after semicolon the second command is executed successfully. You can see that this is try hack me lab 2 print here. Okay, in case of double ampersand sign, if I use double ampersand sign, so what should the output of this command? Try to tell me. Okay, yes. In this case, no output should be displayed as the first command is not executed successfully. If I type entered, you can say that you can see that no output is shown here. So you can differentiate between the use of semicolon and double ampersand sign. Let's move. Read the above. Okay, let's move on. Task 9, that is greater than sign. Basically, greater than operator will be used to redirect an output to a file. By using this operator, you can save the output to a file. Something like that. If I create a file here, I create, let's suppose I type echo. This is second lab of try hack me and then by using greater than operator I want to store this in file 1 and hit enter. Now if I type ls, here you can see that file 1 is created. If I want to show the content of this file, I will type cat file 1 and hit enter. You can see the content of this file is here. Basically, the greater than operator will be used to create a file, and it will be used to redirect output to a file. This is the output that will be redirected to this file. Okay, if I type echo and I type today is Sunday and then I type file 1 and hit students hit enter. Now what should the output in this case? In this case, the previous content of this file will be erased and it will replaced by the new content, that is today is Sunday. Now if I want to show the content of file 1 and hit enter, now you can see that the content of file 1 is today is Sunday. Previous it was this is second lab. So greater than operator also erase the previous content of a file and it will replace the new output to a file. The question is that how would you output 20 to a file called test? Mean to say the name of a file is test and the output is 20, which we should save to test file. So I can type echo and then 20 and the file name and hit enter. So if I type cat file and hit enter, you can see the output of this file is here. Okay, let's move on task 10. Guys, in this task we will learn about double greater than sign. This does not mainly the same thing as single greater than sign with one key difference. Double greater than appends the output of a file to a file instead of erasing it. Okay, let's do it practically. If I type ls and I want to show the content of file 1 and hit enter, you can see the output of file 1 is today's Sunday. If I type echo and I type well and I type double greater than sign and then file 1 and hit enter. In this case, what output should be? Students, double greater than sign redirect output to a file but did not erase the previous content of this file. Now if I show content of file 1, you can see the previous content of file is here and the new content is also print here. So the main difference between single greater than operator to double greater than operator is that double greater than operator did not erase the previous content of file. Okay, students, in this lecture I have covered total 10 tasks of this room. In next lecture I will cover the remaining task of this room. So keep watching my video and Allah Hafiz for next video.